Hello, this is DarkElf85 on YouTube, or HektontheMage's on PSN, and welcome back to the Quarry. Now, if you're wondering, Dark, why are you doing this on a Saturday afternoon, late afternoon? Well, the answer is, hey, my cats don't like that deterrent. Sorry, that's not the answer, but I sprayed some deterrent finally, because I'm annoyed with them scratching up my sofa and recliner. Hey, and it kind of worked. I think it smells nice. It's the stuff from Walmart. So yeah, anyway. No, the reason why is because I recorded last Wednesday night. And given true fashion that I've had issues with the PS5, it did not record the game. I don't know why. It's currently saying it's recording right now. It says I'm on air, broadcast, and what it is. So hopefully it's recording this, because I'm going to play tomorrow night, and I want to get you up to speed as to where I am. So, how do I do that? Okay, what we're going to do is continue, and then, yeah, I'm in Chapter 4 with Emma right now. What I'm going to do is pause it once we load with her, and then we're going to look at the tapes. Okay, so we're not going to focus on her. Alright, so we're going to look at these paths. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so where to begin? We last left off, I'll probably go back and forth with describing it, but, okay, this isn't a good example of it. Is it this one? No, we did that one together.
Let's see what tonight brings.
No. Why is she recording a video of the island? Okay, whatever. That's for tomorrow's Dark. Do we have... Okay, basically, I'm just going to go from this, and then when I find the things, we'll figure it out. Okay. So I know when I last stopped, we were in the campers, what is it called? The camp store. And what we were doing, Emma and Jacob were messing around, getting goodies, blah, blah, blah. I think we were playing as Emma, with having Jacob crack things open to the doors and whatnot. So basically he was doing that. We saw some creepy dude outside as like a cutscene. One of the two people who we saw earlier with guns. We were gathering items. We found some evidence and clues. I don't know really what clues we've got. Hopefully this is recording. You can pause it. Well, that's later we found that. To your heart's content. I still don't know why that one exclamation marks with the question marks. But we found some stuff. We already found that one. I don't know which one's which. You can pause to read, even though I'm kind of flipping fast enough on them, so you probably didn't read the other ones. Whatever. And evidence. We didn't find a lot of evidence. Okay. So we did that. They were gathering the supplies. We found some hidden room. What else? And they brought the stuff to a campfire with the other people. Oh yeah, we found fireworks. That's what they were saying here, playing with fire. We shot fireworks off, so maybe that helped us. I don't really know. To when Emma and Jacob got to the campfire group with everyone else. Oh yeah, there was also a tutorial with picking up firewood with with who are they? I don't remember the names offhand. With where is everyone? With Nick and Abigail, Abby. They were picking up firewood, and there was a tutorial with holding your breath, which is a lovely mechanic. I think you have to hold your breath until the indicator is completely gone, but don't hold it too long. And you can't do it too early or you're hosed. I successfully escaped an encounter where I could have been hosed if I hadn't done it. In the example with the tutorial with Nick, I failed that. Lovely. But later with Abigail running, well, we'll talk about that in a moment, I was able to escape. Let's see, what else here? So there was some tutorial with that. Then later, before they were starting to set up the campfire, Jacob, Nick, and Caitlin, well, Jacob got into like for whatever reason with Nick, I'm a man contest bullcrap with shooting the gun that Emma found, basically, or Nick found, one or the other. Basically, oh shit, they're messing with that pumpkin pail I bought from Walmart, which I'm going to be taking to class. A bigger pumpkin one than I had from Korea to give out candy to students Friday. Because it's Halloween this Friday, or next week Friday. But yeah, it was a tutorial basically shooting a weapon, a long-range firearm. If you drop that, I'm going to be mad. I paid $1.97 for that, ma'am. But so I learned how to shoot, whoop-de-doo. They all got back to the campfire, and then basically they did what? Truth or dare. And basically, they did the truth, blah, 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 nonchalant stuff. And then Emma, no, it wasn't Emma. I think it was Caitlin. Emma said dare, and I think it was Caitlin who said it. I dare you to kiss Jacob or Nick. And, of course, Jacob's like, oh, I'm going to get kissed. But I was like, she's going to go after Jacob or Nick. And she did because, A, that will make Jacob irritated, and that make Abigail irritated because Abigail likes Nick. And so that's exactly what happened. And she was giving him tongue, and apparently he did a little bit of tongue back. I don't know. It didn't look like it. It looked like he was shocked by it, but it's not like he stopped it. After that, then Abigail ran off into the shady glade. And then Jacob, attempted to punch Nick. It was kind of funny. You could have not dodged, but I dodged because I'm like, F off. And then he ran off to the boathouse. Let's see, what else? Then Emma was saying that, okay, you should probably go after Abigail, Nick, and Nick goes after Abigail, and she ends up going after Jacob. Yeah. And then Dylan, Ryan, and Caitlin are like, what the deuce? And then they cut to, I think, Abigail first. Yeah. Where she's walking around, she's seeing some creepy she's hearing voices, because it's whatever, the dead creepy ghost lady in the glade or whatever. She doesn't know that. So she hears it. I'm moving around, found some tarot. Oh, that's the thing. You missed the video where I found tarot cards. I found 2 tarot cards. Gosh darn it. The stars and the tower. You missed it, folks. And anywho, so that was a thing. I think I found the stars. I found the tower there, maybe. The stars, I think, was in the boathouse. What else? So she's running around in the dark, thinking, what the heck? Why am I doing this? I just didn't want to be there because, we're all teenagers. and some of us are hormonal, blah, 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 or like each other, blah, blah, blah. And then I could have not called back to Nick, because Nick was caught up to her, but she did call back, as I said so. And whatever was looking at them didn't really continue looking. Actually, I don't know. No, it was two things, I think. It was the ghost, and then something else was kind of following them. And then it turned out it was probably the one thing we saw in the beginning in the prologue, probably the human Bigfoot dude or whatever, or whatever you want to call it. Who knows what, genetically modified human, I don't know. But it basically attacked Nick. And so Abigail tried to help Nick because I said so. That failed. Then one of the two guys with guns, basically they're hunters. They're called, hunters, or at least the one that showed up is called Hunter later in another scene. So he shows up while Abigail couldn't get near Nick or whatever. It was difficult for her, obviously, because she's trying to, and they constantly got attacked by the monster. So then she goes to run towards whoever, probably back to the fire pit is where she ran to get help. And while she was running away, because the hunter scared off the monster, and she was running to get help, and of course the monster chases after her, and that's where I had the whole breathing event, which that was fun. No, it wasn't. And then she left Nick there, and simultaneously, right before that event, I guess the boathouse event occurred with Jacob and Emma. She's on the island now, I guess. Yeah. But at the boathouse, let's switch over. God damn it. Let's switch over to the videos. Oh, see. Okay, see. Okay, the star, the tower. Sorry, that's what I got. But we'll go over here. And they ended, he was crying, skipping rocks, because, I love Emma, blah, 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 blah. And Emma's Emma's a minx, and blah, blah, blah. Well, he doesn't say that, but come on, look at how she's dressed. Oh, no, the makeup and everything. And somehow, she has her makeup, we saw her, like the facial thing. She has her makeup on, she must have, and I said this, waterproof mascara and lipstick, because she went swimming prior to this. But anyway, she kind of makes up with him. They go swimming, but they didn't have towels, so whatever. But they go swimming, splashing around. For whatever reason, idiotic Jacob had the rotor arm, I don't know what pocket, when he was swimming in the lake. He was in his underwear. What underwear has pockets, folks? Don't answer that. I don't know. Well, maybe some, but special terms. But yeah, so basically he lost because what happened while they were swimming and talking, and like, I want this to last forever, says Jacob. It was only for the summer. Emma says, blah, 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 blah. But we could do long distance. If I jump off this way, blah, blah, let's do long distance, whatever. But because he heard a scream, which was Abigail, so this was supposed to happen before the whole event, I didn't had a choice to whether go run off into the woods because you heard the scream to help Abigail, or dive in the water. I decided not to dive in the water, and that was dumb because now we can't start the van because I lost the rotor arm. Yeah, the rotor arm is lost forever, apparently. Yeah, so I don't know how they're going to escape, folks. Should cut the wires. So there's that one, and then, yeah, they shut the fireworks for the fire pit. What's this? So, yeah, we saw that. Yeah, so I mentioned that she came to Nick's aid. Oh, that's it. Finders keepers. Oh, yeah. So, Ryan. So, he left Emma in the water. This is why now we're going to Emma when we play again tomorrow on Sunday. But Ryan Race through the forest in time to see Nick being dragged away by a hunter. Oh, I'm sorry. This was... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, before we got Jacob, we had Ryan. Okay. So Ryan sees this. He takes the gun from the fire pit group because they also heard Emma screaming. Everyone hears Emma screaming. Or not Emma, Abigail screaming, except Emma. Emma didn't hear because she was in the water. And it was soft, I guess. Because the boathouse is further away from the shady glade than the fire pit, I believe. So Ryan runs off. I did some take shortcut twice. Did some quick time event button mashing and whatnot, and directional pushing. Ma'am, I see you, Jay. And then came up to Nick. He saw the hunter dragging Nick. He tried to shoot, and I was worried because they kept on saying that the shotgun had like a spray, and I'm like, well, I don't want to hit Nick, so I'm trying to hit the hunter, shoot the hunter, so he would drop him. Failed. Missed. And then what happened was Nick decided to bite the hunter, and he let go of Nick. However, we noticed that the hunter shot his fingers off where Nick bit him. So I assume that Nick is infected by whatever bit him. So Nick is probably going to transform, folks. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, but then Nick was able to get up then and go with Ryan, and Ryan helped him back to the fire pit. Okay, this one. Okay, so this one, this is because I chose to have Jacob go into the woods, and this was really dumb. He should have stayed with Emma, because now Emma's alone. So Jacob, and I lost the rotor arm, so, for the vehicle. So Jacob runs in the forest in his underwear, freezing, and he's like, what the am I doing? And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Thought he was going to get dressed, but apparently not. So he's running through the woods, trying to go after wherever Abby was. But of course, that monster creature is still in the woods too. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to call out. But the monster, so Jacob's wandering around, running around, and all of a sudden he gets stuck on a trap, like a bear trap or some kind of monster trap. And he gets flung upside down in the air. Well, because it's on, attached to the tree or whatever. So then the hunter pops up, and I'm like, yay. He gets him down, and apparently he's doing something. I didn't distract the hunter, because it looked like the hunter knew what he was doing, and, he had red on his face, and he says something about how it doesn't attract the monster, or attracts something. I assume it's the creature. He pours blood all over Jacob's face. And so then... And luckily, because I was thinking at some point I was going to accidentally shoot Jacob, Ryan, because they kept showing, they heard noises in the bushes on the fire pit, Ryan they kept having me trying to aim into the bushes, but nothing really was showing up. When I was I didn't know if I was supposed to be looking for something or what. I wasn't just going to randomly shoot. Luckily I didn't, because I probably would have shot Ryan, and that would have sucked. Because Jacob popped up out of the bushes, and they were like, why are you with blood? Ew, gross, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, oh my gosh, you left, what, Emma's alone. And so, Jacob, I think, is going back for Emma, but now, Jacob's probably going to die due to hypothermia, because he's only in his underwear, and he has no shoes or socks, and he has nothing. Well, it's attractive, folks. No. Yeah, it's bad. So that's the state, and then they shifted back to Emma. Okay, so this was part 2. Hopefully it will record this. Tomorrow I'm going to wrap up doing work in my office for grading papers and whatnot. I got a good chunk done after I did volunteer work. at the animal shelter. There was only 2 of us in the back. Well, one person was in the isolation room for like cats with the ringworm and stuff, but it was a lot of work. Yeah, I did like 4 hours and 40 minutes, 20 minutes. Got there around 8:30, left a little bit after 12:50. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, there we go. But yeah, so meh. I will hopefully, after all that tomorrow, the PS5 will hopefully record this tomorrow night. I would like it to, because I don't want to do these recordings of like, let's talk about what I did, especially if I don't even know if this is going to record. It did show 2 people were watching, so maybe it's actually going to record this time. So that's just what, like a 21-minute rambling of me talking about what happened in the last recording that did not get recorded. I have no idea, folks, why the PS5 doesn't like to pick it up, even though it says it's recording. But anyway, that is the state of affairs with these people. That's where I'm going to leave it at. Oh, and I should say, hold on. I did play the Bizarre Yet Bonafide videos, 3, 4, and I think 5. So 3, what the F was it? Oh, whoever it wasn't Bigfoot, it was, I think the people, they're the hikers. They talked about some hikers gone missing and who are dead, and they think in the woods, but not near Hackett's Quarry, but not really, of the summer cabin or camp. This one was talking about the female one. Okay, Anton was the guy who doesn't believe in all of it, and then whatever the woman is, she talked about some creature being died. Oh yeah, a husband went off to war and didn't want his wife cheating, so he locked her in the basement, and she died of hunger. And then somehow, like, she became a ghost and was really hungry. That's why it's hangry for revenge or whatever. And was, I think, in the woods. Yeah, I think that's why it was probably her that we saw in the glade. Well, you didn't see because I thought it recorded, but it didn't. This one, and so that became this thing for the hag of Hackett's Quarry, basically, or the white lady of Hackett's Quarry, or whatever, which is that then. Then this one, what is her name? I keep forgetting. I want to say her name. She talks about how she likes Anton after a fashion. No, I'm serious. She's pretending to be Anton and saying how, having said I liked you and blah blah blah. She likes him. What's her name? Come on. Is it Jen? Jenny? She's off in the woods. Grace, that's it. So she goes out into the woods, and not at Hackett's Quarry, but like, I guess off on the edge of it. She's doing, no. She goes to the hotel. There's a hotel near here, I guess. And she's exploring that because there's some kind of stories with that we talked about earlier, I think. Trying to get information about it. And then she decides to camp up on the edge of the quarry in the forest area, not near the camp. But then to try to, find out who the hag of Hackett's Quarry is. But then she hears some noises outside her tent, and she ends up packing up and leaving. And she might go back later or something. That's what number 6 is. I haven't done it because I was going to do that tomorrow. That's horrible. I know. I'm not going to replay them because literally they're like 10 minutes long. I'm not dealing with it. This one's really long because there's like pauses. Like you're not sure if it's still playing or not because she's walking or whatever. So it's very confusing. But yeah. Horrible, I know. I'm not very explain that well. I'm just pissed off that my video did not record Wednesday. So hopefully this recorded. We'll find out. I'll find out tomorrow morning or afternoon when I go into my office and check YouTube to see if it recorded. Alright, folks. Hopefully this recorded, and I will see you Sunday night. This has been Dark Elf for part 3 of this game. So this has been DarkElf85 on YouTube or HektontheMage on PSN. Oh, I also mentioned saying I found out that my last recording, I had the Dark Pictures anthology of the Quarry because I didn't delete all of it. I deleted it and found out that it was HektontheMage's because it had mages and then apostrophe S. And I said, I hope that's not with all my PS5 games. It is with all my PS5 games, at least since Stray. I don't know for the Dowfield Chronicle when I moved it from PS4 Pro to PS5. So that's going to be fun, folks. Having to go back and re-edit that because it's not HektontheMage's. It's HektontheMage's. But yes, so again, this has been DarkElf85 or HektontheMage. HektontheMage on YouTube. No, I'm sorry. DarkElf85 on YouTube or HektontheMage here on PSN. And this has once again been The Quarry. I hope you all have a very good rest of the day, night, or anywhere in between. Stay safe out there, folks, and goodbye. And hope this recorded. I swear to goodness.